Back to the channel. Today I have a special treat for you guys. I'm shooting from my office. It's Tuesday afternoon, a lunch hour, and last night I got a treat in the mail. I got my Orient Bambino version 2 watch that came in the mail. I previously reviewed my Bambino 2 version 1. This is the Bambino 2 version 2. It's the new movement that's updated with the manual wind as well as a hack-in second hand. So I'm gonna go into that review. I even, following the tradition of Tristano of Urban Gentry watch channel, I dressed up today to match my watch. Normally it's the reverse way, but when you're a watch fanatic like we are, you kind of dress to put clothes on to go with the watch you're wearing. So this version 2 that I have is the white dial with the blue hand, and I'm wearing a pop of color, as Tristano would say, a pop of blue to go with the blue hand on this beautiful, beautiful watch that I'm going to go into. So we're going to switch perspective and go over the positive and negatives and basically what differences are between the old version and the new version. And the re-release of this has sort of been my grail watch, because when I found out about the Bambino watches, this sort of just sold out everywhere, and I could not find this color combo with the blue hand and white dial. I did buy the gold, but this is the one I wanted. So it's sort of my grail watch, even though it's a sub $200 mechanical automatic watch. It's sort of my grail watch I've been looking for, and they re-released it. I bought it immediately because I know it's gonna sell out like by the spring. This will all be sold out. And I know Orient, they do maybe a limited release of their watches, and these are in-house movements and they're handmade in Japan. So they don't make a lot of these watches, even though the prices are really, really good. Below $200. I think on the Orient website they advertise this as $300, but you could get this. I paid $150 for this. You could pay maybe less for this watch, anywhere between $100 to $200. But this watch is worth 10 times what you will pay for it. It's really, really good watch. But let's switch perspectives, and I'll go over the two watches really quick. It's not gonna be a long video. I'm on my lunch hour, so I don't have a lot of time to shoot or do any fancy editing work in this video. All right, see you guys in a minute. So here we are. So one of these watches is, pretend you didn't see the last couple of the beginning of this video. One of these watches is the new one, and one of these is the old model. And you never know which is which looking at them, because they look exactly the same. The weight is about the same. The weight is about the same. But start with the old one. The old one is this one, and that's the model number of that. You could pause the video, look at that, Google it. These ones were sold previous generation Bambino 2 watches, and this is just a regular basic movement, and this is the caliber 48-74-3 movement, and it's just basically a basic automatic watch that winds up with the movement of your hand, or with sort of, activating the movement to charge the watch. And it has a 40-hour power reserve, and it's a really good watch. I've had this watch for about a year. My only negative with this watch was the bracelet. It's really, really, it's not that bad, but it's a cheap kind of bracelet with the buckle it's a gold buckle to match the gold tone of the watch, but the shape of the buckle and the bracelet doesn't taper. It's not a good bracelet. It's not a bad bracelet either, but this is a year. I bought this watch exactly about a year ago, and this is a year after wearing this occasionally, maybe once a week, twice a week over the last 52 weeks. And it looks sort of like this. The bracelet is a little bit more worn than the actual watch. The watch is a very beautiful watch. And the only other complaint I had is the sound it makes when you wind it up. And I did a previous review on this watch. So that's all I'm going to say for this watch right now. Other than that, everything else is about identical on these watches in terms of the size. So I'm just going to use this watch as reference. That's why this watch is even here. So let's put that in the background. So the new watch is, the model number of this is the FAC00009W0, I believe, 9W0. And it's just a new movement, and the movement on this watch is a caliber F6724 movement, and this also has a 40-hour power reserve. Both these watches are waterproof to 30 meters. What you're not really diving with a dress watch, but in case you fall in the pool or you are caught in a rain shower, it's not gonna mess up the watch. So it's a really good watch. I mean, good value. You're getting a waterproof mechanical watch. So it's not a quartz watch, it's a waterproof mechanical watch. And that's really hard to come by even in a luxury mechanical watches, to have a water resistant that this watch has. So let's do a quick measurement. I know Tristano, TGV, when he reviewed this watch, which is like a couple days ago actually, he wasn't too pleased with it being the size, but I'm getting 40, it's about 40 and a half millimeters in diameter. With the crown, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit less. It's 43 with the crown, and the lug width is, I'm not even gonna do it here, but it's 21. So it's 21 exactly for the lug width. So it's not gonna be easy to find a bracelet for this watch. I don't know if NATO straps come in 21 or odd numbers, but I'm gonna already purchase another, a lighter brown leather strap to sort of go with my belt and my shoes. With a deployment buckle. I really don't like this buckle at all. This buckle is just, I really don't like the buckle, even though it does have the Orient logo on the buckle. And this actually still has I just got this yesterday in the mail, and it still has the void warranty sticker on there. But, so it still has the same metallic winding sound. I don't really like that metallic winding sound, but Orient uses, I think, a special ball bearings in their in the movement that makes that kind of rattly kind of sound, like sort of like marbles in a can, or like very metallic. Whereas my Omega, when you wind it, it feels just solid the way it winds. This still feels a little like, it's a sub $200 watch, so you're not gonna expect a good feel to it, but it has a nice heft to the watch as well, which is that sound when you wind it up. So this does have the the manual wind. I don't know what's wrong with me today. It's lunch. I'm after lunch. I'm in a lunch zone, I guess. So you can wind it like that, and I'll show you the hackable seconds. So when you pull it out, pull the crown out, the second hand stops. Push it back in, and it goes again. And you could wind it away from your body, is how you wind the watch, away from you. By contrast, this watch, you pull it out, the second hand is not hackable. And this is just a loose crown, it doesn't wind at all. Whereas this crown, you care to wind in. So let's just do a close-up of this watch. It's a beautiful, beautiful domed mineral crystal. And after wearing the dome mineral crystal for a year, I could tell you it's very durable. It's not going to scratch easily. It's hard to scratch, hard to damage, but it has a really nice dome appearance. You also have a railroad track-inspired chapter ring around the Roman numerals, and you have Arabic numerals, 65 in five increments of 5 going around it, which is cool, from 0 to 60. Roman numerals is very well done. Nothing's painted on or etched on this watch. Everything is, if you see there, everything is sort of like raised. So you have sort of like a 3D effect of the way the Roman numeral sits on the face, as well as the Orient logo is sort of raised on there. It's like sculpted in there. It's not painted on there. The only thing I think that's written on or painted on is the water resistant, and the chapter ring is written on there. But the Roman numerals and the Orient logo is just raised, and it's very, very beautiful. Very well done for like I paid $150 for this. And this is the new bracelet. I already hate it. It's genuine leather, but it has a plasticky, cheapness to it. But I really like this watch. The blue has a nice pop to it. I'm gonna just hold it right there so you guys see that blue. Very nice. The second hand also moves very smoothly. I never had a problem with the second hand movement. It's being rough. It's smooth in both watches. I know one reviewer said that they felt the second hand compared to luxury automatic watches were a little rough, but it's smooth as my Mega watch and the Rolex watches I've seen in the store. But it's a good watch. I highly recommend it for the price. And this was my Grail watch, and I'm lucky to do this review for you guys. So I'm going to do another review, maybe an unboxing of this watch over the weekend. All right, guys, bye.